All right. Well, I want to today. I want to talk about this microphone. It's an AKG c1000s, and when I was growing up, it was much maligned. I guess. You know what? In the early '90s, mid '90s, I should say. I was working in a studio. No, it was early to mid '90s. I was working in a recording studio that had one, and I guess I was more familiar with the U87s and even the Rode NT2, and so I didn't really use it. I didn't use it on vocals at all, and I can't remember what I even used it for. Hi-hats maybe. And but I remember it had a kind of a reputation for being brittle up top, and the top end it was sort of all brittle. And anyway, I thought I saw this on sale, and I'd been reading a lot of stuff. You know, some people are like, oh no, it's a great mic, it's a Swiss Army knife or whatever. You know, no, you just got to know how to use it. No, it's not brittle, whatever. But I don't know. And other people said, oh yes, it is brittle, but you've got to, you know, sometimes it's that if you've got dull cymbals or something, well, you put it on the drum overhead and it's going to sound, you know, amazing. So look, I want to check it out. Anyway, so this is the Mark IV. So I guess they've made some improvements, but I'm listening to it, man. It doesn't sound bad to me. And what I'm loving about this too, look at that. There are no plosives because there's a double layer of foam, right? So there's foam inside on this. See, this comes off. Okay, so that's the capsule. Okay, so that's the capsule, and look, with right mic technique, but if you with right mic technique, you can blow across it, and you're not going to get the same plosives. But that's cool, and so it takes a battery. So that's where you put the battery in there. Otherwise, you've got to use phantom power. Anyway, in the middle of that, I don't know if you can see in there, but look at that. So there's a layer of foam already. And then when you put this foam on top of it, the pop filtering is amazing. The plosive reduction. So this thing goes on. Now also, so there's a little I don't have it around. Anyway, that you can put a little. You can put a little cap on it. That will change the cardioid pattern to hypercardioid, or there's one that has a presence booster as well. It sounds, now that's where it gets sort of brittle. Maybe that's why they did the presence booster in the later ones to match what the early ones sounded like. I don't know. Maybe they dialed it back. I don't know. Anyway, there's also a pad. You see that? So that's a roll off, and now that's on, right? I don't know if you can hear a difference. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 I mean, the voice should be above it. Anyway, but check out the difference. So this is with it off, and this is with it on, and this is with it off, and you're not going to hear much of diff, but you will hear a diff in the far lower end. And then there's also a pad, right, which will just drops the level, just makes it quieter. kind of weird having a microphone that's like hollow. Like, what the heck? And it's lighter without the batteries. When you put the batteries in there, it sort of goes, changes the weight of it. Now let's look at. All right, so that's with that back on. And it's an odd shape in that there's this. It's flat here, right? So it's round and then flat. And I'm like, well, where do you put your hands? Maybe you put your fingers there so that the roundness is in the. I don't know. That's weird, but these are the things as a singer who's held a lot of microphones. They kind of matter, because you don't want to drop a mic because you're holding it the wrong way, and depending on what the gig is, you can be sort of, a little uncomfortable or nervous even at the start of a performance, and that's when you notice all of this crap. So you want to be comfortable so that you're not thinking about what you're doing. But I've never heard of this being used as a live vocal mic. I've never seen anyone use it as a live vocal mic, but with that on it, I would use that as a live vocal. I mean, it feels good. It's solid. You could use a battery, which for a here's the thing: is like, look, I love the Neumann, the KMS 105s. That's the most beautiful live vocal mic I've used, and it's phantom power. So it doesn't, for a small gig that doesn't have phantom power, it means you've got to have a preamp that has it, or you've got to have a mixing desk that has it. Where sometimes I like to just go straight into like I've got a little for a really small intimate gig. There's a Fender SFX that I use, and it doesn't have phantom power on it, and then anyway, look, just the advantage of having a condenser with batteries. It also means if the cable, God forbid, it does fall out, if you've got phantom power running through a live vocal mic and the cable comes out, your PA is going kaboom. Like, it's a serious problem. It's worse it's major. And it can damage the microphone. Now, what happened here? What's happened to my video? And it can damage the microphone. Whereas if you've got the battery in, you can unplug it, and it's not the end of the world. It's just like I'm unplugging any other microphone. And that's a consideration. Anyway, I dig this microphone. So when it gets close, it's sort of like so, and if it gets further, it's a condenser. So again, like a dynamic microphone is not going to pick up. It's not going to. The further away from any microphone, it makes a difference. But a condenser, it picks up when it's louder when it's further away than a dynamic microphone is, which considerably drops off. So there's the saying that if your room isn't treated, you're actually better off with a dynamic microphone, because it's not going to pick up the room at all. A ribbon or an Omni microphone is going to pick up far more of the room, and then a condenser is in between the two. So you could still be back here and be picking up, your vocal. Now you need to compress it a bit, but you are going to pick it up, right? But you're also picking up some of the room. But I think this sounds fantastic. I don't know, man. You tell me. The AKG c1000s. I'm going to use it as a live vocal mic. That's what I'm going to do. Why not? It's not even at normal price. It would be less than half the price of a Sennheiser 965 or the Neumann, and on sale, it's half the price again of that, and that's what I was picking it up. So anyway, there you go.